Убери свою магию, пожалуйста.
Если тебе что-нибудь нужно. Где там у меня была чистая кружка? Садия, вставай, милая.
Да, иду.
Хочешь выпить? Увидимся как-нибудь.
Greetings, Dragonborn. You don't know the trouble I've had finding you. Got a letter here for you. Special delivery. Too long, Dragonborn. Too long. I'd say by a whisker, 4 years. For your eyes only, straight from Bruma. Don't suppose you've heard what's been going on in Sirodila these last couple of years? Not heard from young Rigmor then? Not this one, although I do know Rigmor did try to write. Yeah, well, the letters never got returned, so it's worth checking out if they're buried at the border post somewhere. You'll have to go there anyway to acquire the pass from the official. That's why they sent me. You better read this. These days, with the border locked down, it's near impossible to get anything through. You must get the official border pass to enter Sirodila. If anyone tells you otherwise or offers a way over for coin, be wary of them, very wary. That's if you decide to respond, of course. Must be like a blast from the past, right? Yeah, well, all will be revealed, Dragonborn. All will be revealed. Let's see. Foreboding? I'm sure it's nothing you can't handle. Must be important, seeing as you ain't had no contact with anyone from back then in a foo. Just keep your weapon in your pocket and try not to whip it out. You'll be fine. Sirodila ain't like here. They's all civilised. Got a big thing about it apparently. But something ain't right. I could feel it in me water like. There was nothing civilised about what I saw crossing the border. Just you make sure that you keep a cool head. You'll see. What is it? Oh, bit of this, bit of that. Still living at the old farmhouse on the lake. I tried renting one of the rooms to make a bit of coin, but they don't stay long. I don't know why. As it happens, I'm going on a kind of pilgrimage to Winterhold, to the shrine of my mistress Azura. There's a pretty young thing there has took a bit of a shine to me. Arania, her name is. So I'll be taking my leave and seeing as how far I can get my feet under the table with Miss Lanith and try warming her up a bit. With a bit of luck, I'm hoping to coax her down from the mountain and into my little old farm.
Только быстро, а то покупателей своей вонью распугаешь.
Likewise, Dragonborn. Likewise. It's good to see you too again, my friend. Now then, my part in this is done, and I have a date with Destiny. So until next time, Dragonborn.
Боюсь, что нет, малышка. Фрукты еще только день полежат и испортятся. Нужно продать их как можно больше и как можно быстрее.
Ты всегда так говоришь.
Потому что так.
Hey, here's another one. What a beauty. Looking across the border, friend. The price is 100 gold. No need for that. Could take hours. A few coin and you'll be over the border in no time. Nah, I'm just trying to do you a favor, friend.
Sarmenti, my dear, please, I'm trying my best. Hopefully I can get a new appointment somewhere else in the Empire.
Well, your best is not enough. We have been stuck out here for nearly 2 years. How much longer do I have to put up with those beasts outside?
Everything is going to be just fine.
The way they look at me, it's only a matter of time. What are you going to do about it? I'm in fear for my life.
Oh, Sarmenti. Oh, who's this? Are you in need of some assistance? What is it? Well met. Ah, you must be... one moment. Yes, Captain Grimbald of the Bruma Garrison informed us you would probably be coming. No one gets into Sirodila without an official pass. This one is signed by the House of Bruma. Be sure to show it to the new Imperial Guards when asked. Have you not heard? A lot of changes have recently occurred in Sirodila. The Emperor is very serious on immigration control and is quite ruthless in his implementation of zero tolerance. To not be in possession of an official document can be, how shall we say, fatal? Those guards are nothing more than criminal scum and people traffickers. They would wave you through for coin knowing how it would end, like it has for so many others. Those poor souls. Let's just say I have seen them letting whole families through the gates, men, women, children, all hoping for a new life, only to end up bloody, frozen rags in the snow. It's quite sad. They are actually meant to be here to turn away the economic migrants and protect me as a diplomatic service. The new Imperial border guards are, shall we say, more robust in their duties, hence the pass. Your friends had good cause to make sure you adhere to the official channels. Sirodila is a civilized province. Acts of aggression against any citizen are met with extreme prejudice. In some cases, entire families can be held responsible by the actions of one. As you now officially represent the House of Bruma, need I go on? Of course, you can defend yourself, and people do carry weapons in case of the odd renegade or wild animal. But you'll find those inconveniences virtually eradicated apart from the border regions, so please act accordingly to the law. Before you leave, do you require any further assistance? Do you know the name of the sender? One moment. Aha! Here's one. Dated mid-2002, almost 4 years ago. Let me check to see if...
Hey, Dragonborn. It's so weird being back in Bruma again. I was trying to figure out how long it had been since... Well, since me and Mom were taken from our home. Must be about 5 years, but it seems like a lifetime. Things are totally so different now, but Bruma is just how I remembered it. Life within the keep is taking a bit getting used to. The Great Hall is really intimidating and freaks me out. But I'm trying so hard to meet the demands expected of me. As a countess? Yeah, right. Did you know Malisam is here? He's such a total ass. It's my duty to protect the descendants of blah blah blah, and is always totally in my face. At least Carice has my back. We've become quite close lately, and I don't know what I would do without her. She's so cool. There's this old guy here called Friathoff, a scholar. He used to tutor the late Countess's daughter, and now tutors me, don't laugh, on etiquette and how to be more ladylike. Whatever. Like Countess Rigmor of Bruma. I still think of you and miss you so much. I know I was way too clingy. I hope that isn't why you haven't come to see me already. I didn't mean those things I said, and I hope you don't hold that against me and come visit me soon. I would really like that. Have to go now. They're calling me to the hall to sort out some dog and chicken thing. A local dispute, as is part of my duties. Don't leave it too long, Dragonborn. It's been too long already. Love always, Rigmor.
Any more in the back room? Here we go. There's just one more dated early 2003.
Dear Dragonborn, thanks for blanking my last letter. If you can't be bothered to come down to see me, then at least write back. How hard is that? You are so not going to believe this, but the crap has totally hit the fan over here in Sirodiil. Some badass bandit king has taken the Citadel, and I've been advised by Freathoth and Malisam to declare Bruma a free city. They totally burned and trashed Leowyn, and the nobles are all bummed out, calling for a peace treaty as I write. If you try to come over the border, be careful. The whole of Sirodiil is pretty much in a state of anarchy. Everyone's running around like headless chickens. It's actually quite invigorating, and I'm loving it. Malisam had to sit down due to heart palpitations. He was like, oh. I totally cried, laughing. Oh, poor Carice. Although I would feel a lot safer if you were around, how's the dragon thing going? We don't get much news out here, but rumor is you saved the world again, right? Dragonborn, when are you going to come and save me? You said you were going to come get me. Are you letting me go? I'll understand if that's what you want, but you need to let me know. I'm in a kind of limbo with nowhere to turn. If I don't hear from you after you get this letter, I'll know where I stand, but I want you to know I will never forget you, and I will always love you. Rigmor.
Well met. What is it? There's been a lot of changes, especially over these last few years. We received a lot of undelivered correspondence dating back years when we set up this border post. You must remember the last letter was sent during a most unsettling time. The good news is Sirodiil is experiencing growth and stability since the new administration. More so after the expulsion of the Thalmor and the possible reinstation of the Nine throughout the Empire. I am sure your stay will be most pleasant and enlightening. And there's one more thing. This was left for you too. What is it? Are you ready to continue? Ahem. I think I've forgotten something out back. Would you excuse me for a moment? What is it?
Well, well, well. Look who's back. No pass, huh? Well, for you, the price has just doubled to 200 gold.
This border is a restricted entry zone. State your intentions.
По виду от такого колдовства добра не жди.
Are you making some kind of joke? You got some balls talking to us like that for a lady. My advice to you is to turn around and walk back the way you came. After all, a man's gotta make a living. Well, cry me a fucking river.
How did
This
this
border
happen?
is a restricted entry zone. State your intentions. What happened here?
Well, well, well. Look who's back. No pass, huh? Well, for you, the price is just double to 200 gold. Are you making some... My advice to you is to turn around and walk back the way you came. After all, a man's gotta make a living. Well, cry me a fucking river.
By the glory of the Empire.
How did this happen? Farewell. The Dragonborn of legend. You have the dragon blood coursing through your veins. Who am I to stand in? This border is a restricted entry zone. State your intentions. Understood. Just hold on one moment. Letting someone as distinguished as you through this gate. Makes a change from all the frustrated traders and irate mercenaries. It's been a pleasure, truly. Here's hoping you can do Sirodiil some good. I'd advise you make your way down to Bruma. I hear they're dealing with a lot of problems down there. The heartland of Tamriel. She's ailing. Maybe beyond saving. But I'm sure you'll take a fair crack at it all the same. Welcome to Sirodiil. The border's closed. What business do you have here? Let me see. Okay, all seems in order. But I should warn you to keep your weapons sheathed, and any acts of violence will be met with the full force of the law. You may, of course, defend yourself if you are attacked, but those are the rules. Open the gates.
По виду от такого колдовства добра не
Move
жди.
along quickly. There's nothing here that concerns you.
Welcome to the free city of Bruma. No need for that here, friend. Go through the gate, turn right, and follow the road to the blacksmith. There's a stable there if you need one. Go up some stone steps, the keep is right in front of you. You can't miss it. Welcome to Bruma.
Halt! What is your business here?
You'll be lucky. She's never here. Better off checking the tap and tack.
Guardian General.
Yeah?
Guardian General. I was with you at the Battle of Whiterun, Cassius Legion, wounded in battle. Aye, General. It was an honor and a privilege to serve under you. But, as my friend says, Milady Rigmor is not within. Why didn't you say, pass, General?
It has been 2 weeks since the Emperor requested the Countess's presence at the Imperial City. The Emperor would like to know, no, he demands to know, why the Countess has not made the time to attend. As you can see by my own presence here today, it's absolutely imperative that she does.
I am sorry, Lord Chancellor. I will make sure the Countess learns of the urgency to attend.
One might begin to think the Countess is avoiding her duties to the Empire. One might think Lady Sigyn has become the Countess-in-waiting, while her daughter...
Enough! Lord Chancellor, mind your tone and manners. Please inform the Emperor the Countess will be forthcoming. I shall personally make sure she attends as soon as possible.
Please do. I would hate to have to find and escort her to the palace myself. I think you understand the gravity of this needless situation only too well. You have 1 week from today to comply. Good day, Lady Sigyn.
Dragonborn!
Farmer's chickens killed by a dog.
We have an obligation to protect and serve the descendants of Morgan of Winterhold. Lady Sigyn is in parley.
Jimmy's dog got into
Come,
me fence and killed
we
me
can wait in the
chickens.
cabinet
I
room.
only got 3 left. No one's paying back, my lady. That's a lie. He's let them chickens run round wild. They came over my fence, my lady.
How many chickens are we talking about?
That'd be 6 chickens, my lady. Worth 6 septims, that is. It ain't my fault, my lady. I ain't got no 6 septims. Me auntie, she recently hit her elbow.
Enough! Jimmy, listen to me carefully. If I hear of your dog again, it will cease to be. Do you understand?
Yes, my lady.
Malisam, take 6 septims from the court purse and compensate the plaintiff.
As you wish, my lady.
Dragonborn! Thank the gods you came! How many years now? Well met. She did write you, you know, but we could never find you. She's fine, you know Rigmor. When we first arrived, it took some time to get used to our new lives. She didn't take too well to living here in the keep. Our old house is now her apartment. I have been left to attend to the more mundane courtly duties, with the help of court advisor Malisam and Master Freyathov.
Excuse me.
Guardian, alive and well. I am so pleased to make your acquaintance once again. I seem to have this preference for cold, wintry places. We feel right at home here, don't we, Keris? Please let me introduce you to Master Freyathov, a scholar and court mage to the Countess.
I have heard so much about you, Guardian. It's good to finally meet you at long last.
Come, let's sit. Help yourselves to refreshments. Well met. Martin Blackwell, Lord Chancellor to the Emperor.
A very dangerous man, Guardian. He heads a very secretive and powerful spy network. Former Lord Chancellor to Titus Mead II, and now does the bidding of the new dynasty. His loyalties lie in the sworn oath to protect and serve the imperial throne, no matter whose behind rests upon it. He became bitter after failing to find Titus Mede II, leaving a rather long and bloody trail behind him. He blames the Dark Brotherhood and utterly crushed the underground ring here in Sirrodil. But he is cruel and devious, and we have good cause to fear him.
Before he can be coronated, the Emperor needs Rigmor to sign the noble decree.
Yes. Our bandit king is to bestow upon himself the title of Titus Mede III. Rigmor has yet to sign it, but to do so, she would have to enter the nest of vipers. I cannot be sure whether they know of Rigmor's true ancestry. If they do, she would be considered a pretender to the imperial throne.
Sethius is a common bandit. Although very powerful, he is no noble. As far as we know, Titus Mede II left no living heir. As the noble houses of Sirrodil bickered and argued, Sethius took the throne by right of combat, as Titus Mede I took the throne from Thules 200 years ago. Rigmor's ancestral link to Titus Mede I puts her in grave danger if Sethius were to find out.
If all she does is have to sign this document, so be it. But we cannot let her go alone. However much I hate what has happened to Sirrodil, this bandit king becoming emperor by right of combat, we cannot change that, and don't want to. When the war happened, Sethius sent envoys. We told them Bruma was a free city. We wanted no trouble. I didn't want a repeat of what happened to Leowyn.
It was virtually razed to the ground, half the populace put to the sword in a shining example of the ruthlessness of our new liege. All the nobles, including ourselves, took the chance of amnesty, laid down our arms, and signed the white gold settlement of the year 203 of the Fourth Era. We were left as a free city only until recently. Cepheus now wants us to sign the noble decree as well. Apparently he needs it to legally become part of the Mede dynasty. Bruma is, after all, part of Sirrodil and the Empire.
He was always causing problems here in Sirrodil. After the disappearance of Titus Mede II, his bandit army grew so big not even the legions could contain it.
His army would attack and plunder at will. The imperial court, in absence of the emperor, sent for General Quintus Vitalis of the Northern Army. By the time Quintus arrived, it was all but over. Cepheus had marched into the imperial city with some 5,000 men. Quintus could not cross the bridge.
The imperial court surrendered the city. Quintus was sent with the Northern Legion to the Hammerfell border to protect Anvil, effectively stopping Redguard nomad bandits from the Brenner River area. You see, Guardian, now there is peace in Sirrodil. What was destroyed is being rebuilt. There are no raids and attacks on the counties anymore. The bandit army became overnight the new Imperial army. Our only concern is Rigmor's welfare.
Your reputation goes before you, Dragonborn. Everyone knows of the defeat of the New Order and Alduin. But by her nobility, Rigmor is now caught up in this ridiculous power play. We just want her to sign the document and return home. But as Jonte says, if they know, she might not return at all, and we cannot risk the chance that they do. If only I knew. I'll let Jante fill you in on the current situation with my daughter. I must apologize, Dragonborn. I'm so tired and must retire. Once you've finished here, Carice will show you to your room.
Ah, yes, the errant countess. Rigmor is a lore unto herself. I had hoped she might someday take responsibility for her newfound position, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, is it? Really? I'm afraid. You could put it that way, Guardian, but she seems happy when she does grace us with her presence. Of late, she's been spending her time between the Tap and Tack Ale House and the Roxy Inn. The latter is a mile south of this side of Lake Rigueur. If she does frequent Bruma, she abodes at her apartment behind the cathedral, 5th house along from the inn in the lower quarter, or the Tap and Tack. You might try there first. Ask about. She keeps unruly company, and of late has been in the company of Count Leowin's son, Robert de Medalius. After the sacking of Leowin and the murder of the Count and his family, Cepheus placed one of his trusted henchmen in the Count of Leowin's place. Robert is his son. Sigun and I tried to advise Rigmor that he is not of noble character. We had hoped to match her with the Count of Coral's son, and she took absolutely no notice whatsoever, and did as she always does. Her own thing, essentially. Guardian, as long as she's happy, or as happy as can be considering her traumatic past, we are happy too. However you feel or felt for Rigmor, and I do know you became close, you were, after all, a guardian. Time moves on. But there's something else. Ariel Cepheus is a weak emperor. He is not the true power behind the throne. If it were a simple case of escorting Rigmor to the Imperial Court to simply sign the document, I would have sent an escort from the Bruma garrison, which would have sufficed. As you know, as a disciple of my beloved mistress, I have certain privileges and insight, and there is indeed a very real concern Rigmor would be in danger at the court. We believe Cepheus's wife is a daughter of Cold Harbor.
Rumors are she is 300 years old, yet her skin maintains a likeness akin to that of porcelain.
We believe she is behind Cepheus's rise through the bandit ranks, and ultimately responsible for the usurpation of the Imperial throne. Yes, a vampire. My mistress thinks so. As far as we know, she is never seen in daylight at all. I think Friafoff is better informed to explain further.
There used to be, many years ago, but it stopped all of a sudden after the catastrophe.
Continue, Friafoff. It's all right. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Friafoff was tutor to the former Countess of Bruma, Guardian, and can also explain the terrible manner in which the position became available.
For many years I had served the former Count and Countess of Bruma and schooled their only child, a daughter, in the ways of nobility, etiquette, and mathematics. The Countess lost her husband in a riding accident when... I can't bring myself to say her name. One night, Sophia just disappeared. Oh, we searched. I never gave up. But as the weeks turned into months, the poor Countess became withdrawn. She lost the will to live and died of a broken heart. When Milady Rigmor arrived, she told me all about what had befallen her in Skyrim, how you had rescued Sorella, how a similar thing that happened to Sophia happened to Sorella. That she too had bad dreams, heard voices calling her. I wish I had taken more notice of the poor child. That you rescued Sorella after an encounter with a coven of witch devils, and that they believed that the flesh of restored their youth.
Excuse me.
After investigating the disappearance of children in Sirodila, it stopped altogether about the time the coven was destroyed. Sophia was the last. I fear I must too retire. Recalling this terrible event has taken its toll.
Oh, no doubt at all, Guardian. Rigmor's arrival saved him. They get along very well indeed, and she is rather fond of him. She rarely speaks to me, though, or her mother, if she does come to the castle. She thinks we meddle too much in her life, but she will confide in Friafoth. There must be more to this, a dark set of events, Guardian, something that eludes us. To have such powers of recalling, it all ties into my suspicions, but Cepheus is not an uncommon name. We could, of course, be completely and utterly wrong. I'll have to conduct some investigations. Hammerfell would be a good starting point. After all, a brood mother must have a brood, and fledglings cannot help but make a lot of noise. I would advise you to rest for a while. If there are more sinister reasons to what's behind the Imperial throne, it certainly won't be anything to do with a young errant know-it-all, but we can't take the chance they know of her ancestry. Keris will show you to your room. I must bid you good night.
Follow me, Dragonborn. You know her as well as I do. Why does he concern you? It's been some time and people move on. She did try to write, and it's been hard for her to let you go. She depended on you. Now she is finding her own way, however that way may be. She will be fine when she sees you again, I am sure. Go to the Tap and Tack and speak to Colin. He's the barkeeper there. If there are any rumours to be had, he is the one to talk to. He might be able to help you. Failing that, take this key to Rigmor's apartment. If she's not there, you might find some clues as to where she is.
Надеюсь, ты в курсе, что это заклинание опасно.
Будь с этой магией поосторожнее,
What is
если тебе твоя шкура дорога.
Rigmor, huh? Saw her about a week ago. She came in here with that Leowin boy. What's his name again? Oh yeah, Robert. There was a bit of a scuffle with some of the locals and his bodyguards. Yeah, he doesn't go anywhere without them. One is a huge ox called Grom, a Nord. The other is a sly little fellow, would knife you in the back without a second thought. They call him Tiny. I told Milady Rigmor that it would be best to leave. She paid for any damage and they left. Haven't seen her since. That girl? She's a wildcat. Hardly surprising with what she's been through. Watch the kid grow up. The family was well respected in Bruma. When they took them all away, it was quite a shock. No one heard anything for years. Then just a little after the Count fell off his horse, she returned. Deeds, titles, the whole shebang. The whole city turned out. That was a day to remember. She just wanted to be like everyone else. I know recently she moved out of the keep and now stays at her apartment. It's just around the corner. She doesn't go there often though, but it's worth a try. Out the door, 5th house on the left.
My pleasure. Don't forget, if you want to taste some fine ales, this is the place to visit.
Будь с этой магией поосторожнее, если тебе твоя шкура дорога.
One life ends another. Dead man hanging in the tree. He was waiting for his other three. The wife never cried. Something in the little girl died. Selfish reasons for the wife. Little did she know it was more than one ended life. Little girl sleep. Little lonely girl in deep. Never to awaken to another sunrise. Only then was the wife's errors realized. End one life and end another. Not forgotten. Cast adrift in this time, paying for someone else's crime. Make my flesh cry red. Cruel words me said. Make me cry, make me want to die. But one thing is certain, I will not let fate close the curtain. But you will not break me. I will not let you see. I will defy you to my very last breath, even on the brink of death. I am not forgotten by those I love. Right. Okay. I've never kept a diary before, so here goes. Frithov has encouraged me to do it. Says it'll be good for me. Actually, it's a bit weird, like talking to myself. But now I've moved back into the old house. My apartment. I can finally begin to breathe again. I know Mom's disappointed with me, but she doesn't show it. As for Malisam, he can do one. The keep made me feel suffocated, and after everything I've been through, I just need a little more time to adjust and my own space to do it in. Frithov has been great and understands, and has been really helpful. Curice too. And the poetry and drawings have also helped me focus a lot. I have to move on, start afresh. I have had to come to terms I might never see Dragonborn again. Those first years were especially hard for me. After getting no replies from my letters, I resigned myself to the fact Dragonborn has moved on too. Even now, I wake up in a cold sweat, calling out, "Who is that sitting at the foot of my bed? Is that you? Have you come back for me?" But it's only the shadows. Apparently, it's normal. You create a certain bond. I never knew that feeling before. You would do anything for those that you trust and come to love. You give yourself freely, openly, with no words needed, with just the slightest passing glance you see into someone's soul. The sacrifices you would make in a heartbeat for that person, no questions asked. The sacrifices Dragonborn made for me. To be free and happy. Ties that bind. For eternity. But I have moved on now. And if they think I'm going to marry that Coral kid, they've got another thing coming, and Malisam can shove his protocol up his ass. I only put up with him because of Carice. Malisam's one defining feature in his life was adopting her as a small child. I finally found out what was between them. She's his daughter and protege. Apparently, on a pilgrimage to the shrine of his beloved mistress, he passed a ransacked burning wagon train and came across Carice wandering disoriented in the road, calling for her parents. She was 3 years old. I love Carice. We share something in common. We're sisters. What a shitty, cruel world we have been born into. Oh, and I have first-hand experience of that. But now, I think I've earned myself some slight indulgence and melancholy. Fight hard, play hard, right? As for Bobby, he's actually quite cute. He doesn't try to handle me with kid gloves. He's honest, caring, and likes to party. And I think he understands me. He listens and is agreeable. And he's fun. I'm going to rent a room at the Roxy Inn. It's so more convenient. Bobby can sail up the Nibbin estuary into the lake. I love it there, by the lake. Reminds me of Riften. I'm sure Dragonborn would approve.